100 years ago, students memorized facts. Teachers asked the questions and held the answers. In the 21st century, we need to change how students learn and how teachers teach.
Because you can use your iPad to get your group started on number 5.
No, I wouldn't want to be still living in the world where I went to school. I want to be teaching in a world where these kids are going to school, and to be using all those things that are available to us to help me do my job better. Brandon is one of my students who is a newcomer to the country. He's only been here for about 2.5 years, and so he's still in the process of acquiring language. We have an app called Explain Everything on our iPads. Students can solve a problem and record everything they're doing. So they're drawing out numbers, and they're also recording their voice.
29 remainder 1 is the answer.
And it's also helping me guide my instruction to see, okay, well, what parts of language do I really need to kind of hone in and focus on?
This picture is a fungus. And remember what a fungus does, okay? Because you're going to make a food web out of this.
We're taking that concept and now linking it completely with science and talking about environment.
Neat, so it's a carnivore.
I show them a food web and how are things related. They're going to collaborate with each other and give input and say, well, that's a wolf, and I'm pretty sure the wolf in this environment is going to be a consumer because it's a carnivore. And what they're going to do is pull pictures and design and explain everything, showing that web.
This is my food web.
They kind of figure out their parts to do, and they're cooperating with each other. I'll cut. You know, when you hear that, when someone volunteers to do something and they all go, okay, great, and I can write, and they're volunteering the job of what they're going to do, and everyone's okay with it. So I think it builds all those things, and it makes learning come alive.
At school and at home, technology puts learning into the students' hands, making teachers their educational guides.
Okay. Good. Flipped learning is really the basic idea of sending students home to gather the information through videos and other forms of information that they have at their disposal with this amazing resource we have called the internet, and then coming back the next day, and we actually do what used to be considered homework in class.
Take 5 to 10 minutes on each video, view it as many times as you need to, and just take down a few notes on each video. Tomorrow when we come in, we're going to sit in groups and we're going to discuss what we learned. The discussion of what we learned is going to lead straight into doing the math. YouTube.com/1.
All right, when in chemistry and dealing with thermochemistry, you might come across a word called enthalpy.
The idea is to send the students home with all of their resources they have at home, with the internet, with a video that they can watch online.
We're going to talk about how much energy we're actually changing. And this is actually releasing 1625 kilojoules of heat.
They can actually draw out more information from a video than they can from a lecture. When I'm lecturing in class, nobody can hit the pause button. Classroom time can often be wasted if I'm lecturing at my students with information they can already find on their own. More often I'll have students tell me, if you just show me exactly how it's done, I'll be able to do it.
Now, does that take energy? Yes. Absolutely, it takes energy. So we've got to make sure we take that into account. Right.
But they're not really thinking when it comes down to actually doing the problems. We can give them a lab that shows them every procedure on what to do. The question is, if you give them the procedure, how much do they really think through the process?
Okay, so that's like what she was saying in the videos, like
exactly.
What she did.
26.
The flipped classroom allows us to spend time with our students, teaching them about critical thinking, as opposed to telling them information.
When you introduce technology in the classroom, the most important thing is to make sure the technology works. If a teacher gets frustrated trying to use technology, they're not going to try and use it again.
Oh, it's on my screen!
Then they drew, like one person drew the head, then the other one did the body.
I love this! So it's on both of ours at the same time. Let's get his hat. All right.
There is so much out there. And if you're going to explore, you need time. Teachers, they need to be able to talk to each other. We are trying, when we have our Wednesday staff meetings, to allow teachers that have explored it, feel comfortable, have tested it with the kids, then they go and they teach the other teachers and give examples.
I think we need to let all the teachers know about this on Wednesday.
Actually, it was our technology person, Evan, that said, Eileen, you need to slow down let the teachers have more time to learn. Starting from when we first had computers, then going to the iPads. We use our technology to differentiate the curriculum for every child. We're really looking at another huge shift in how we teach, how we group students, how we have time for teachers to work together.
I see a new commitment in our district to really make this happen. And that commitment from the leadership and from everyone involved is to truly engage our students in a new way.
Historically, schools taught children to be good citizens. Today, teachers must prepare students to live and thrive in the information age. This requires new ways to learn and new ways to teach, ones that focus on the individual, on communication and collaboration, creatively working with our differences for the changing world ahead.
Excellent job, gentlemen. Let's give them a round of applause. Really nice job.